Ready? Oh, thank you, Focus. Thank you, George. Good evening. Wait, is it evening? Consider evening. Good evening. Today is March 23rd, and we are going to start the proclamation portion of our City Council meeting. Thank you all for joining us today. We know we had to get rescheduled a couple of times because of the weather, but we are glad to see so many faces today. So we'll start with LeVar Click Bruce with his proclamation. So I will turn the floor over to you, Councilor.
All right, thank you, Madam President Whitfield. We are here today to recognize my good friend Dion Barron and his track club, Alpha. I'm forgetting the name of the track group. Alpha Speed Track. Excuse me. So, Dion Barron, if you can come up to the podium, please. So, for me, it's, I'm a coach in the city and really want to recognize those that are actually on the ground doing the work. And he's been doing this since 2016, really grinding with not a lot of support. So we want to highlight this group because, again, doing a tremendous work in our city, working with families and young people to make sure they succeed in not only in the track aspect, but succeeding in life because people may or may not know sports bring discipline. Sports bring together families, bring together a community. So, Dion, I know you have a array of accolades, and also on a personal level, he really, my daughter is a track athlete at Sci Tech. She runs for Sci Tech, but attends Renaissance, and he really started her off. And Dion, I want to personally thank you for taking the time out and showing my daughter the proper way to run because I'm a basketball player. I know nothing about running. And so I know you really set her up. And before that, also I met Dion at the YMCA. So again, Dion has been doing this a very long time. He helped out with the Springfield Youth Olympics when we were doing that with the Y. He helped facilitate the Y Track Club. And really, again, just your tremendous work ethic in the city of Springfield is commendable. So I just want to take this time to say thank you. Also to the parents, thank you for sticking by Dion, because I know it truly takes a village. I know some of you probably carpooling and, doing what you need to do. Trust me, I know how it works. But stand by Dion, and I know our student athletes are going to succeed. I think also I see Mr. Davey in the audience. Are you a coach as well? Okay. All right. So, Dion, we have two citations for you. One, I know I got the packet from the mayor's office, also from City Council, but I'll read ours here, and they all read the same. City of Springfield City Council, in recognition, the Springfield City Council is pleased to honor and recognize, and I'm going to read Autumn King, for your dedication and athletic achievement. Your positive representation of the city of Springfield through competitive track and field is to be commended. And this is signed on March 23rd by our clerk, Gladys Lopez, and sponsored by myself, City Councilor LeVar Click Bruce, and our Madam President Tracy Whitfield, and all councilors. And Dion, we have one specifically for you as well. City of Springfield, Massachusetts, Director, Head Coach Dion Barron. This came from the mayor. I, Dominic J. Sarno, Mayor of the City of Springfield, do hereby confer upon you this citation in recognition of Alpha Track Club's outstanding commitment to athletic excellence, youth development, community leadership, and for its positive impact in fostering discipline, teamwork, and opportunity for student athletes. On behalf of all the residents of the city of Springfield, along with your family and friends, congratulations. So, Dion, we want to just, again, say thank you, and we appreciate you.
Thank you.
So Dion,
Dion,
okay, come back up.
We're not done, Dion.
And also, I do at some point. I know Madam President is going to take it, but I do also want to read all the student athletes at some point. But we want to have you say a few words.
Well, just like I said, it started to just give an avenue for athletes, student athletes at that, and also keep them active off their main sport and with their primary sport as a supports. Then it turned into, a real need that I seen where it also brought them to a higher level of competition, a higher level of exposure, just off of their abilities that they can hone in on that rides on just them versus a whole team. So sometimes, you're not on a good team and it might not go far, but you're a player that can put in a little bit more effort and get yourself further. And with that, we have a lot of these members do that. A lot of these athletes put time into themselves and allow them to get more exposure, which then comes back down to the city and their schools, and it helps everybody out. I'm just proud of these kids that keep going in, choosing to put time in themselves, as well as putting time with their other sports in high school and things like that. So I'm just proud of all the athletes that come and make that decision.
Thank you, Dion, but don't leave yet because we want to open it up to the other counselors to give remarks if they would like to. But before that, I just wanted to say that Counselor Govan gives her regrets that she couldn't be here. She's kind of stuck in North Carolina, and Counselor Catering Walsh is under the weather, so she also couldn't be here today. But I do want to open it up to counselors. Counselor Hurst.
Dion, we appreciate everything that you're doing here in the city of Springfield. To our young people, I know it's not easy juggling everything and then also handling your responsibilities at home. Your dedication, your commitment to your craft is super impressive. To my parents, I get it. It's not easy. I have 2 young sons, and they're actively involved in a variety of different sports. And so the bulk of, my time after work hours is spent, escorting my kids and playing taxi driver for them back and forth and to and from a variety of different places in sports. But at the end of the day, as you can see, it's paying off. And you all are grooming young people who hopefully will come back to the city of Springfield and reinvest the same way you're doing, Dion. So I appreciate you being a role model to these young people, and just keep fighting the good fight because we need you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other counselors? Well, I'll give remarks. Dion, what age group do you train?
Between 8 all the way up to 20, up
wow.
to college, yeah. So we do have some college athletes that come back from there and still try to either earn a scholarship, earn a roster spot on the team for the next level, or just stay on that competitive itch and level for competing.
That's fantastic. I love to hear about sports we don't traditionally hear about all the time. And I wish you would have said 6, because I got a bunch of 6-year-olds that run around all the time that could use some of that track time and go home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
But
soon.
Okay. Thank you and the parents and your team for what you do with these young people. It also takes away from the time you could be spending with your family and your friends, and so it's commendable when you do this type of work. And I also want to say to the students, thank you for, stepping out and doing something with your time that will give you great rewards in the future. And we love when we can, be so proud. We're proud of you now, so we're always going to be proud of you. But when you make it to those college levels and you're getting all these scholarships and you're already student athletes, you just make the city of Springfield so proud. So I want you to know that. And to the parents, thank you all for being that village, for being the team. I know Counselor Cliff Bruce has said it before, but I'm going to say it again because it does take a village. I remember when my son was in sports, and I could have never done it without the village. So I want to just thank the parents as well. Any other counselors? All right, well, keep up the good work. You need any support from us, let us know. I didn't know about your program until Councilor Click Bruce brought it to us, so we need to give you more notoriety and put your information out there. So connect with us, and I know I'll be glad to do that for you. So thank you for all you do. Thank you.
Counselor, I do want to read all the student athletes. So Dion, if you could please come back up. Sorry about that.
You're never sitting down.
And also, Dion, we're going to look to help get you some funding for sure. So I know that's one of the things that we're going to try to work together. And Counselor Whitfield can also help out as well because she's the GOAT with the finances. So, but now we're going to work together. But I read one already, and we recognize Autumn King. If Autumn King is here, if you come on up, please. Then we have Braxton Barnett, excuse me.
Yeah, he didn't.
Braxton Barnett.
His father wasn't able to do that. Yeah.
Okay. Then we have Chase Turner.
Grab. Yep. Yep.
Davian Morales. Declan McDonald. Freddie Shubrick II. Thank you. We have Jayla Witherspoon. Jordan Wong Vallejo. Joseph Brown. Justin Rodriguez. We got Levi Davey. Maya Witherspoon. Natalia Clark. Navia Jackson. Sorry if I butchered your name. Apologize. Omaria Haynes, excuse me. I butchered it. Ryan Kennedy. Yasani Thompson. Zoe Davey. Let's clap it up for our student athletes. And Dion, if you can come up with your student athletes, come on up. We want to take a group picture with the counselors.
If others can give us just a moment, we're going to take a group picture. Yes, come through the gate, and we're going to take a picture with the council. We're so proud of you all. One last round of applause. Let's give it up, loud as you can.
Settled. I went to high school with Dean. I haven't seen him in years. This is great.
There we go. Joe. Get Joe.
That's great. Nice job.
Am I at everybody's way?
Yes, Joseph.
We do have another proclamation that is sponsored by Counselor Walsh. However, she is under the weather, so Counselor Davila will be given the remarks for that particular proclamation. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam President, and good afternoon to all of you. Madam President, as you stated, Councilor Walsh is not able to join us today, so I kind of playing batter up right now. And I am happy to fill in for her because this proclamation is quite appropriate to a young lady, Alice Richard, who's here with us. Alice, stand up, please. Alice. Alice. Thank you. Madam President, Alice has had a total of 55 years experience in the Scouts. It is amazing. And she's not only has the experience, but she's also a pioneer. She has been deeply involved in scouting in Springfield, Forest Park neighborhood, and she has been able to mentor youth. She has even built new packs and new troops in the city and in Forest Park, and continues to serve tirelessly even with all these changes and challenges that we face. So Alice has really been a trooper. And so if you allow me to read the proclamation, it reads, honoring a lifetime of service of Alice Richard, a true pillar of scouting in Springfield. Whereas the Springfield City Council recognizes and celebrates community members whose lifelong service strengthen our city and uplift its youth, and among these outstanding individuals stands Alice Richard, who has devoted more than 55 years to the Boy Scouts of America, serving in both the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts with Troop 49 and Pack 49. I also want to take a quick moment and recognize she's here with her troop, right? You guys stand up. Stand up. Give a round of applause. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And whereas Alice made history as the first female scoutmaster in Western Massachusetts, later becoming a commissioner within the scouting program and a dedicated leader in the regional roundtable, I was leading with courage, kindness, and commitment to every scout. And whereas 45 years ago, Alice found a Cub Scout pack and served as its first Cub master, inspiring countless young scouts and families while setting the standards for leadership and community spirit that continue to these days. And whereas she has earned numerous distinctions, including the Wood Badge Award, the French Language Award, and the prestigious Order of the Arrow Visual Award. And we are inducted into the Boy Scout Hall of Fame in 2010. Impressive. For the exceptional leadership and lifelong dedication. And whereas for more than 4 decades, Ali has been the heart of scouting in Springfield's Forest Park neighborhood, mentoring youth, building new packs and troops, and continuing to serve tirelessly even when challenges arose. And whereas scouting has always been a family tradition for Alice, whose sons, grandsons, and nephews have followed her example, and whose former scouts now return with their own children, continuing the legacy of character, respect, and preparedness she has instilled. Now, therefore, be proclaimed, the Springfield City Council proudly honors Alice Richard for extraordinary 55 years of service, leadership, and devotion to the scouting community. Her commitment has shaped lives, strengthened families, and enriched the spirit of Springfield for generations. A proclamation sponsored today, March 23rd, 2026, in honor of Alice Richard, attested by Gladys Viola Lopez, City Clerk, and sponsored by City Councilors Katie Walsh, Tracy Whitfield, Councilor Davila, and all City Councilors.
You want to say a few words? Take the podium. Say a few words. Thank you.
Oh, that's good.
The only thing I'd like to say is everybody always asks me why I started working with Boy Scouts when no other ladies were working with Boy Scouts. It gave me a chance to work with my sons and do something that they liked. And it also gave me a chance to do things that I like to do that most ladies didn't like to do, like fishing and archery and axe throwing and all those things, and nobody looked at me strangely.
That's fantastic, and you've been doing that for 45 years?
55.
55 years? Wow, that's amazing. Any comments from counselors? Jerry? Counselor Martin?
Oh, here we go. Alice, I just want to say it's great to be in the company of such a trailblazer. I didn't realize your history, and that's really, really great. And your story was very touching. So happy to be supporting and honoring you today. Very well deserved. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
Counselor Hurst?
I'm going to say it again. And I think Counselor Whitfield oftentimes says it. There are young people that don't always gravitate towards sports. And so when we start thinking about, our young people and the different interests that they bring to the table, it's great to have the Scouts as a place where folks can also express themselves in other ways. And it's also great to have, like my colleague said, a trailblazer like yourself who is, really breaking barriers and breaking the glass ceiling. And we think about, the fact that we're in we're honoring many women for Women's History Month. You certainly are at the top of that list. And I appreciate the work that you're doing for our young people and that you continue to do. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Counselor Hurst. Counselor Click Bruce?
Good to see you, Alice. She does a great work also in the community at the C3 meetings as well, and really report out on the Boys Club. I'm a former Boys Club member as well, Boy Scout, excuse me, Cub Scout, Boy Scout, and I thank my mom for actually putting me in that because, like Counselor Hurst just mentioned and Counselor Whitfield mentioned, she understood it's more than just playing basketball or football. She wanted me to have those life skills. And I know Counselor Hurst will remember this. She actually put me in a cotillion, and I hated it. And I used to curse her out when I was a kid, under my breath, obviously. But these are the life skills that you'll never forget. And Alice, again, what everybody already said, thank you for all that you've done and you continue to do. We really appreciate you, so thank you.
Thank you. Well, I have to say something because you're a woman trailblazer, and, so am I. And so just really, really thank you from the bottom of my heart for the work. And I know sometimes being in a predominantly dominated male field, it could be difficult sometimes. So I'm glad to hear that you didn't get a lot of pushback when you entered. I would love to learn how to axe throw. I sometimes need to do that. But I just want to thank you for your service. Thank you for being bold enough to say, this is what I want to do, and I want to do it with the Boy Scouts, and just going for it. That means a lot. And 55 years ago was probably even tougher than it is today. And so thank you. Happy Women's History Month, and congratulations. So Counselor Davila will give you the proclamation, and then if you and your team can come through the gates so we could take a picture together, we would definitely appreciate that.
All right at 5:30. Yep, go ahead, guys. Go ahead. Good to see you. Yep. Blaze, come on, Blaze. All right.
Everybody's so much taller than the last picture. Everybody gets settled.
Counselors, we have approximately 4 minutes before the regular meeting starts. Good evening. One moment. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Springfield City Hall. Today is Monday, March 23rd, and the time is 5:32. Madam Clerk, will you please start the meeting by calling the roll of the council?
Councilor Santinello. Present Councilor Martin.
Here.
Present Councilor Perez. Absent Councilor Brown. Absent Councilor Govan. Absent Councilor Walsh. Absent Councilor Hurst.
Present.
Present Councilor Davila.
Present.
Present Councilor Fenton.
Present.
Present Councilor Delgado. Absent Councilor Click Bruce.
Present.
Present Councilor Edwards. Absent Councilor Whitfield.
Present. Madam Clerk, can you please advise if we have a quorum?
We do. We have a quorum of 7, but not for the 9 that we need. I know that I've
for the
seen
two-thirds.
two-thirds, correct. Would you like to call a recess?
Yes, can we call a 5-minute recess, please?
One moment.
We'll now resume the city council meeting. Just for the public's edification, to pass special permits and zone changes, we need 9 votes, meaning 9 councilors have to be participating. We just got our 9th councilor. However, if you're pretty confident about your zone change or special permit, that's fine. If not, we can continue it to the next meeting, because if one person does not vote on your special permit or zone change and it's denied, it will take 2 years before you can come back before the city council. But we can always continue to the next meeting, and I will even consider doing a special meeting, because we have been waiting for a very long time for some of you because of weather. But I just wanted to make sure you're aware of what happens if your special permit or zone change is denied. In the event one person votes no, it'll be a 2-year wait. So when your time comes, we'll decide. Hopefully we'll get more counselors on before then, but we will resume with the regular city council meeting. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor,
Oh, you did that already.
I
right?
did, but,
Yes.
you know, just so that I can have everyone on
Okay.
the record, if you, no.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Okay, thank you. Counselor Santinello.
Present.
Present. Counselor Martin.
Present.
Present. Counselor Perez, absent. Counselor Brown, absent. Counselor Govan, absent. Counselor Walsh, absent. Counselor Hurst,
Present.
present. Counselor Davila,
Present.
present. Counselor Fenton,
Present.
present. Counselor Delgado,
Present.
present. Counselor Click-Bruce,
Present.
present. Counselor Edwards,
Present.
present. Counselor Whitfield, present.
I will turn the floor over to Counselor Click-Bruce.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to dedicate this moment of silence to my cousin, Gerald J. Griffin, who was an advocate for the city of Springfield, and he's best known for the Stone Soul Festival, a black community festival held every year in the city of Springfield. So I just want to take this time to recognize him. And his services are, the wake is tomorrow, and then the funeral will be on Wednesday.
Thank you, Counselor Click-Bruce. Counselor Santinello.
Madam President, if I may add to that, I had the pleasure and honor to serve with him for 12 years on the Park Commission.
Thank you, Counselor Santinello. Now we'll proceed with our moment of silence. Thank you. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. This is a hearings meeting of the Springfield City Council governed by City Council Rule 7, informal public hearings. The proponents will be given 20 minutes for a presentation of their case to the City Council. Questions by members of the City Council shall be made only after the proponents have spoken, unless leave is granted by the President. The opponents, too, will be given 20 minutes for a presentation of their opposition. Questions by members of the City Council shall be made only after each opponent has spoken, unless leave is granted by the President. After the proponents and opponents have completed their arguments, each side will be allowed 5 minutes in rebuttal time in the same order as above. Once everyone is heard, we will close the hearing. Once the hearing is closed, there will be no more public participation and no information will be offered for this item. Madam Clerk, will you please call the first item on the agenda?
Item 1 is change the zoning at the property known as North Side, Hampshire Street and Indian Orchard from Residence B to Residence C.
Proponents, please state your name and address for the record.
Thank you, Madam President. My name is Jim Ferrera. I reside at 33 Palmyra Street in Springfield, Mass.
Okay, your presentation, please.
Thank you, Madam President. This is a simple zone change request from a Residence B to Residence C on Hampshire Street in the Orchard. This is the first step in this particular development by Mr. Ted Bukowski. Ted Bukowski is a developer here in the city of Springfield. He's done several developments within the city of Springfield, housing, in whether it's single family or multifamily. This particular project is for multifamily housing on Hampshire Street. This is the first step towards that. The next step would be for a site plan review or a special permit. So one of those two things will be coming back to this body at some point. We have been working with the neighborhood group and the neighborhood council on this initiative. We have the support of the planning department, as well as some of the residents that are here this evening. We are hopeful that we could continue to work with the neighborhood groups on the special permit when that comes up, if that comes up, on conditions, and we look forward to bringing some much more needed housing to the city of Springfield.
Thank you, former City Councilor Ferreira, for your presentation. Are there any other proponents that would like to speak on this project? Again, any other, sure.
Hi.
Your name and address for the record?
Pardon?
Your name and address for the record, please?
My name is Denise Hudson. I live at 74 Hampshire Street, Indian Orchard. Zeta Goldman is our president council, which she's not here tonight, and a couple of the meetings that we've had, she was not at. We live, the people that lived on that street, we've been there for years. We like it. It's a dead-end street. The property that's being proposed abuts wetlands, and we don't
Are you for the proponent or opponent?
I'm here for myself and for the neighborhood.
Right, but are you in favor or against the?
I'm against it.
Okay, so that's going to come up in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought
I will call you back up.
I thought you were ready for me to say something.
No, still waiting on proponents.
Oh,
that's
so
okay.
They have more people to speak? Is that what it is?
That's what I'm asking.
Oh, do you have more people to speak?
Ma'am, can you take your seat for a minute, and when I call the opponents, I'll call you back up. One moment.
We're happy to also mention to the council that we will be working with the Conservation Commission on any conservation matters that may arise.
Thank you, Attorney Ferrer. Are there any other proponents, for the zone change? Seeing none? Councilors, do you have any questions for the proponent? Seeing none, we will now have the opponents speak. Ma'am, you can come back now and give your testimony.
Well, I started working on this project in September of 2025, and I've been there, and most of the residents that are living there have been there for years. And this area that we're talking about is 1.2 acres, and it abuts the Long Pond. And then that abuts the Kennedy Middle School field, which was McCarthy's field. I don't know who owns it now. I heard the city owns that. And then there's the Kennedy Middle School. And so I tried to look up everything I could about wetlands and things like that, and that they need a perk test. I found a sign there that said that it was unbuildable through paper records. And then the next thing we knew, it was saying that, that they only did that so they wouldn't have to pay the taxes on that property, the people that owned it, going back to the Kenyans. And now It supposedly got to B somehow. And now they want to make C because they want to put multiple housing down there. And it's wetlands. It's a 45-degree angle down the hill from the end of my house where I live. I'm on the last house on the street that abuts it. And I don't know, I don't think it's buildable. And first they want to make 5 big giant houses down there, and one of them would have been in the pond. Now they're down to 4, and now we have past city councilor working with them, who I just met tonight, saying that they want to work with us on it. You know, there's no place for the birds. There's no place for nature anymore. We want to build everything, and it's all for profit. It's not because we need that much housing. People are getting housing. Well, I shouldn't say that because the veterans are living on the street, but illegals aren't. So, you know, we have a lot of problems in our area, and we have a lot of communication problems through the Indian Orchard Citizen Council. We always find out about things after they're usually cut and dry. So, you know, I'm finding out a lot of things that I didn't know about before, but I've been in the neighborhood for 50 years, so, plus, not even counting that, 23 years on Berkshire Avenue. That's where I grew up. So I've seen many changes, and some of them are not for the good. And, I mean, I'm willing to work with these people. I mean, they want to buy my house for the right price and tear down my house or fix it up and tear down my 6-car garage and buy my property for the right price. I'll move out. That's the only way I'm for it, because I've lived here all my life and I don't have a mortgage and I do not want a mortgage. So, but we have to think about the surrounding area. The kids from the middle school cut through there all the time to come home. So that's another problem. And I had an opportunity to buy that place 30 years ago. I did not buy it because I don't have to have, then I'd have to have a fence around it. I have to pay taxes on it. I have to be liable for it. I don't want to be liable for it. So now they bought it for $30,000, and that was like a steal, because I got paperwork here proving how much land there's an opportunity for in Wilbraham, where he lives, to buy, but he don't want to buy that property because it's so expensive. But this is like a home run. I'm making $1 million here, you know, and it's a problem. It's a problem for our orchard. We don't even have, Orlando Ramus, our state rep, should be getting on the bridge in the Indian Orchard to go over the bridge. That's closed down. We have all the traffic going over the other Ludlow Bridge. There's a lot of problems in Indian Orchard about depreciation of people's properties and dumpsters and trash. No, those are a lot of the other things that are going on. And they always have money for parties, but they don't have money for senior citizens or veterans, you know, people that could really use stuff. So I don't know what else to say, but I can pass pictures around of the area if you want to see the packet that I have. I went down there. I was working on it for 3 months, so I got all the angles covered, but except that he owns the property and he wants to make it into, you know, more housing, and we don't want housing. And from what I've been told, the only thing we could stop him from doing is having him build only one house down there. And that's still, we don't want it, but if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for letting me speak.
Sure. Yep, you have 14 minutes left. You can say 14 minutes worth of little things.
Well, you know, even the one house is something that would be built, and then
I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm sorry. Can you state your name and address for the record? I apologize.
Barbara Footman, 21 DuBois Street, Indian Orchard.
Thank you.
I didn't put my glasses on. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, even that one house that would be built, that people work their whole life to buy a house, they're going to buy it in wetlands. The wetlands eventually water is going to seep into concrete. It's going to happen. I don't know how he's going to stop that. You know, it's wetlands there. A lot of animals, trees. It's just beyond me why they would want to invest.
This is a petition from the neighborhood, okay? I went around and got signatures. In the rain, I passed out flyers. Several times the opponents did not come to the meetings or show up and changed times because I tried to get media there, and media wouldn't come at the times that they changed the appointment to. So I just want to let you know we do have a petition from the neighborhood that's saying they don't want it.
It should be against the law for a house to be built if it's shown it's wetlands. I mean, people work their whole lives for a house, and this gentleman is going to sell this house to these people, and then down the road, they're going to have big problems. I don't know if anyone ever dealt with water in cellars. They've got to these days. That's it for me. I'm disgusted with it.
Thank you. Any other opponents want to voice their concerns or opinions? Seeing none, we now can take questions from the councilors. Councilor Davila?
Yeah, Madam President. Not so
Wait,
much
one moment. Madam Clerk? Oh, we have another opponent. Oh, one moment. No. I read the city council rules. How it goes is we hear from the proponents until they're done. We can ask questions to the proponents at that time. This is in rule number 7 of city council rules. Then we fully hear from the opponents. At that time, we can ask the opponents questions. Then once we are done asking questions, we go into rebuttals. So, Mr. Ferreira, I think there was someone else on the opposition that wanted to speak. Was there one more person? I seen a hand that wanted to speak. Okay, Daisy is our administrator, and she will bring copies of those to councilors.
Those things back though, because those are my original copies. And those are all the pictures of the land that's down there. This one here.
Okay, so if we have no more comments from the opponents, we will open the floor up to city councilors for questions to the opponents. No? Opponents. After the 5-minute rebuttal, you can ask the proponents. Okay, seeing none, we will have a 5-minute rebuttal from the proponents.
Thank you, Madam President. Again, I think a lot of these concerns that were brought up by the neighborhood, few representatives here, can be dealt with during the special permitting process and the site plan review process. You know, those are, you know, conditions can be put on a special permit. You know, site plans could have special requests on them. We are willing to work with the planning department. They had given us a positive recommendation to approve, and we're willing to work with the neighborhood. We hear that there's a call for more housing here in the city of Springfield. We're working towards that goal, and we're trying to work with these residents, few residents here. You know, everything's on the table for discussion. Certainly, we would be willing to work with them on conditions. This is just the first step. This would be a multi-step process if this was granted.
Any other comments?
Thank you, Council, for allowing us to present today. Attorney Rachel Fancy here on behalf of the proponent. Office is at 1 Monarch Place. I want to touch on a couple of pieces that were mentioned by the opponents that I will yield my time to our engineer to address. And I agree with Jim here that a lot of these issues will be resolved in the special permit phase. These are concerns that are going to get dealt with conservation. These are concerns that are going to be dealt with and vetted by actual site plans that are done right now. These are very preliminary plans on here. We've been committed to meeting with the neighbors. I've met with them extensively. I know they're probably tired and sick seeing my face around, but but we've met extensively, and I've told them that we want to work with them. When we get to that site plan special permit phase, we want to make sure there's adequate buffering. We want to make sure that the neighbors feel that we're working together. This is just the first step on that pathway. This is a buildable lot. This is a developable site. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our engineer just to walk through a couple of those pieces, even though it's not applicable tonight, but just to give the council maybe a little bit of peace of mind of understanding that this is a site that can be developed and utilized.
Thank you. You have 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. Mike Petras, Engineering and Land Solutions, 2703 Boston Road, Wilbraham. So to address just a handful of quick picture items with this parcel, the plan as presented, if developed close in this nature, is less than 24% coverage. So that means 76% will be open and green. The wetland boundary that you're seeing actually was confirmed when I met with Adam Anunzowitz. He's your conservation agent with the planning department. So this is an accurate boundary. And about the houses being wet or wet basements, what you're looking at here, the base of the footing of the house is actually 8 feet above the wetland boundary. So there wouldn't be water stacking. We'd have bigger problems than these basements flooding if it was rising 8 feet. The parcel itself is underlaid by very sandy soils, so it's a very developable site. I don't want to say in engineering terms that it's an easy site, but it's relatively easy, engineering-wise.
Ma'am, we're not going to interrupt.
So within this, we personally have taken place in neighborhood meetings, and we tried discussing items, and we walked the site with the neighbors, and we felt we addressed a lot of their concerns. I have a long-standing history with Mr. Bukowski as an engineering agent for him, and I do find him to be a very responsible builder. In fact, oftentimes he does extra work than what he should. Not should, but what he has to, I should say. So just speaking for his background, as far as making profits, most builders buy land to keep their company going. So yes, he would stand to make a profit, but he also is investing in the city of Springfield a pretty substantial sum to do these 4 buildings. Within that, I guess I would open myself to any questions that you folks may have or the neighbors.
Very good.
Good time?
All questions will be directed through the president of the city council, and I will start with the city councilors. Any questions from city councilors? Councilor Davila.
Thank you. I have a question for Phil. Hi, Phil. Phil, quick question. I'm looking here at the map that was provided to us. Where it's quite a substantial, quite a few houses, which is quite welcoming, but where are they going to go into this lot? Are they going to have 3 different entryways, or is it going to be one entryway through Hampshire Street?
One entranceway through Hampshire Street. Hampshire Street would have to be continued to the parcel. It kind of dead ends into the parcel now. The street itself doesn't continue, so they would have to continue Hampshire Street to the parcel, and then it would be on private property.
But once you get into the property, how is it going to be kind of a cobway kind of street, or what? How is it? I'm trying to picture it.
If they get a zone change, they want to build 4 properties on one lot. So the Hampshire Street would dead end. Everything onto their property would basically be a private driveway. So the public way would stop at the property line, and then from then on, it would be the petitioner's responsibility. Unlike a subdivision that would go into the parcel and then do a cul-de-sac or something, and then that would be
that's what I'm thinking. Now, is that, how many houses? 8 houses?
No,
4?
I think they're proposing 2 two-families. Or, I'm sorry, 4 two-families.
And then there's townhouses.
4 houses, 2-family each, so 8 units, but 4 separate structures.
I could swear that I read something about townhouses here.
Well, I think that was one of their plans, but it's still a total of 8 units. It's either 8 units in one building or 8 units in 4 separate structures, is what they've proposed.
Oh, okay, I got you, right. And now that private way, if I'm not mistaken, we have an updated ordinance that they are supposed to upkeep it and pave it, correct?
They would continue Hampshire Street till it hits their property line, and the city would be responsible to plow it and maintain it.
But that street will have to be paved
Oh, absolutely.
by the.
Yes,
by the
absolutely. The developer,
developer.
yes, the developer would be responsible for the cost of paving the street to get it to their property.
Okay,
And it would have to meet the public way
but
standards.
that's something that will be specified later.
Yeah.
Is that
DPW would require that to be paved to public way standards.
Okay, all right, thank you, Phil. No, thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor Davila. Any other questions, comments from the council? Seeing none, the opponents now have 5-minute rebuttal period. Do you want to take that time to speak?
I think I've said everything that needs to be said, but I still say it's, how did it get from being unbuildable to B to now being, they want to change it to C? The wood's been there since I was a kid. Even where the Kennedy Field was, that was all wetlands too, and they covered all that in. It's wetlands down there, it's wet, and abuts the pond. And we had a petition, and I went around and asked the people, well, do you want it or you don't? And they said they didn't. We went already in front of the city, Indian Orchard Citizen Council. They said, no, we got to figure out about the tree thing. We got to have a perk test. We got to, a lot of things needed to be done before you can say, oh, just go ahead and build. So, and you can see the pictures. I brought pictures. I took notes. I looked up soil thing, and it's not sandy down there. It is not sandy down there. And there's a lot of trees, and there is an ordinance about the tree cutting now, too. So I don't know how they're going to fill that in with all that soil and put up a brick wall or something so that the water, that it's not going to bother the pond. It's just, it's a big mess right now. It's been empty for so long. Now we want to make more congestion in the area. It's, we don't want it, but we can't fight it. And where's our representative from Indian Orchard? That's another problem. We need help on this project. So, I don't know.
Okay.
Before they were going to build 5 or 6 houses, now they're down to 4. So they already know they got to get away from that area. And they got to go up. And there's a back alley that abuts the property too. Are they going to use that as a turnaround place to come out of the property? Well, we got a lot of issues, and then there's a church back there too. We're concerned about all these things. And it all looks good on paper, but I think there's some testing and stuff that needs to be done down there, and they need to look at conservation. When we brought it to conservation before, we brought it into this hall here, they could not settle it. So now, this is it, we're here again.
Thank you.
And of course, if you know the right people, you get things done. But thank you for letting me speak, and whatever happens, happens, and I just hope they don't build.
Sure. You have 2 minutes.
Do I have to say my name again?
No.
Okay. Now, would any of these people want their mother or grandmother to buy a house in this area? knowing that it is wetlands? Would anybody think of that? Would you want your mother there? You would?
Mom, do not answer. Do direct all
Oh, I've got
comments
to
and
talk
questions.
to you?
Yes.
Would you want your mother there?
I'm not going to answer, but you can direct all comments this way. Don't engage with the community.
Well, they're the ones that are going to do the deed.
Yeah, they can address
Maybe.
you at a neighborhood council meeting or offline, but not here in the city council chambers.
Oh, mercy sakes, I don't know about all this. You
This
know?
is just city council procedures.
Yeah, I know.
And
I know
just
that.
address the chair, the president, if you have any comments or questions.
Well, I don't like the idea of wetlands being there. I mean, there's such a drop-off there at the end of the street, and it's all wet. It's all wet.
We understand.
Maybe he's going to be in the poorhouse after this, you know?
Thank you. We have 43 seconds. If you can say it in 43 seconds.
The other thing I found out, I researched all the empty property in Indian Orchard. I have a list of all the empty available buildings and property, including the church that he goes to. Their school building is available for somebody to purchase and make into apartments. Why we have to cut down more woods. And I made a list of all the real estate that is for sale in Wilbraham. Why doesn't he build in Wilbraham? He lives in Wilbraham. People that have money don't want to live in Indian Orchard, believe me. They go to other areas where there's not so much riffraff and trouble and crime. We have shootings, we have, a lot of things going on in our area. But we don't want to leave because we've been there forever.
Time's up, ma'am. We understand. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Any questions to the opponents right now from counselors? Comment. Well, we're going to do deliberation, but if you want to make a comment to the opponent, you can. Sure. Counselor Martin.
Thank you, ladies, for coming and airing your grievances, but I do just want to come to the defense of one of my colleagues. You know, I know you mentioned that Councilor Govan is not here, but I know her to be a woman of extreme integrity, somebody who's always responding to constituents and a great colleague. So I want to come to her defense publicly and say that I have full confidence in how she represents her neighborhood. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Martin, and I was going to also address that. We have counselors that could not make it today. We do not know their personal situation. We do not know what's going on with their families. So please refrain from saying any remarks about our colleagues on the City Council because they can't be present today. Thank you very much. Once again, any other, Councilor Davila?
Thank you, Madam President. I guess I have if the lady that just spoke now, the young lady, was that you, ma'am? Whoever just spoke now.
Oh, the last one?
Yeah.
The one who was first and last?
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you come back to the podium?
Is that-
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Who was the one that said that we caught my eye, the comment that you made that you posed a question as to why is it that it was not buildable before but is buildable now? Who made that
Oh, that
comment?
was you, ma'am.
Sure.
He asked, just if I can reiterate, he asked for the person who asked the question about the land was not buildable before, but it's buildable now. Whoever made that comment. Okay, can you come back to the podium? He has a question. Councilor Davila has a question for you.
Hi, ma'am. I just wondering if you could expand on that answer. Why are you claiming that it wasn't buildable, and what changed?
What changed? That's the question. I have paperwork here, let me just find it, and if you want, I'll let you, because this is my personal folder of my stuff I sent to the mayor, to Zeta Groven. Everything is here, and I said, paperwork here, I got pictures of, part of it is supposed to be for wildlife management too, but that all got overlooked. Nobody wanted to deal with it. And I called, and we've already presented this in conservation too, and they voted, they couldn't make a decision. But there, I got pictures here, I got.
Counselor,
vacant
I'm
lot,
not.
I got the.
Yes, ma'am, if you give me a quick second, ma'am, please.
I just want to clarify, I've had this conversation with a couple of the abutters. The unbuildable that they're referring to is an assessor's code that people can put on their land that allows them to pay less taxes on a piece of property. Many times it means that it is an unbuildable lot, but it doesn't always mean you're unbuildable. Just because the assessors assess it as unbuildable does not mean it's not unbuildable. So this one, although it was being assessed as an unbuildable lot by the assessors, a developer has now come in and it can easily change to developable.
So to be clear, there's no restriction based upon either conservation?
No.
Any EPA rules, any
Just to
environmental?
just to clarify.
So the lot is buildable?
Yes, and to clarify on the wetlands issue, the pond is the actual wetlands. There is a wetland buffer that extends into this property.
Is that 50 or 100 feet?
Well, it's basically, it's 200 feet from the wetland.
Okay.
Within 200 feet, you need approval from the Conservation Commission to build. Within 100 feet, I don't believe you can. It might be 50, but I think it's 100. But, so they're going to, at the end of the day, if this moves forward with a development, they are going to need Conservation Commission approval. They have not gotten that yet because they have not applied for it.
We're just doing the zone change. Yeah.
There was a site walk by the conservation agent who walked the site to verify the wetland buffers,
Understood.
but nothing has been submitted to the Conservation Commission yet. That will be part of the approval process if and when this development moves forward.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other questions? Any other questions for the opponent, Counselor Click Bruce?
I just have a general question. It's not for the opponent, so no.
Okay, you can go ahead, though.
Thank you, Madam President. Gladys, do we have a letter from the Civic Association from Indian Orchard on this matter at all?
I don't have anything in my emails that I've received or by mail.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions or
Madam
comments? All right. No, your opponent time is done. I'm asking counselors right now. Any other questions? Seeing none, we're going to close this portion of the hearing. And we'll have deliberations from the council. Any deliberations? Anyone have questions, comments, concerns? Counselor Martin?
I mean, based off of just hearing from Phil right now, this seems to be a first step measure. A lot of the concerns brought forward by the citizens of Indian Orchard seem to be environmentally centered. If there are concerns, those will be addressed once it goes through the Conservation Committee after this first step is initiated. So I plan on voting in favor of the zone change to get that process moving. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Martin. It is, in fact, a zone change. This is not a special permit hearing. Thank you for that clarification. I do want to have the proponents come up. Ma'am, you can take a seat, please? I would like to have the proponents come up so I can explain something one more time. Just special permits. I just want the clarification. Counselor Shea? Counsel Shea, Attorney Shea.
Yes, I had to turn my mic on.
For the zone change, do we need a 2/3 vote?
Yes, you do.
Okay, and for the zone change, if the 2/3 vote does not pass, do they have to wait 2 years?
Yes, unless they come back with some major change to the proposal. If they want to bring back the exact same change, they would have to wait 2 years.
Is that accurate, Phil?
Yeah, according to state law, the only way you can come back before 2 years is if the planning board recommended approval, which in this case, the planning board did not. The planning board had a no recommendation. I think there was 2 for, 2 against, and 1 abstained. So in this case, I believe if the special permit fails, it has to wait 2 years before you could come back. That's my understanding of the.
Right. The city council rule has language in it that if you can't bring it back with the same language, but if it comes back with changes in it, so it's not the same, and it's a different proposal, that could come forward.
Well, I believe that's for a special permit, because the zone change, they'd be coming back for the same zone change. It would still be Resident C. So I believe a special permit, if it's significantly changed, can come back before the 2 years.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about a zone change.
I stand corrected, you're right.
Thank you, Attorney Shea. So I just, again, want to reiterate, Councilor Hurst?
So can I have clarification? This is a zone change, and so if someone votes against this zone change, are we saying?
Your mic, Councilor Hurst?
This is a zone change, and so just for clarification, Attorney Shea, are we saying that if this does not pass today, then they cannot come back before the city council for 2 years for a zone change? I certainly understand that's the case for a special permit, but
Right.
just didn't know about a zone change.
Right, I stand corrected because that is the thing on the special permit. You're correct. Okay?
Okay.
You're correct, Counselor.
So they can come back before the council
Yes,
within
they
the 2 years for a zone change?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I think we need clarification on the zone change because I do not want to tell this petitioner the wrong information, and they cannot come back if it's not voted today. We have a lot of counselors out today, but I do want to give you the opportunity to continue to the 27th if you need to of April, because we only have 9 city councilors here today, and you need a 2/3 vote. And so if one person votes against this zone change, I'm not sure if it can come right back on the 27th, or it will have to wait 2 years. I need to get clarification on that really quickly.
Sure, but so it's Rule 23 of the City Council rules. And I'll read it. It says a petition to the City Council for this is a special permit. So zone change, the council fails to vote to adopt a proposed zone change ordinance within 90 days after the hearing. So that would be tonight. No action shall be taken until a subsequent hearing is held. So that 2-year item does not apply to a zone change, okay? I was stand corrected because what I was talking about, Madam President, was special permits. So the zone change, if it doesn't pass, they'll have to come back, but they don't have to wait 2 years on a zone change. Well, no, I'm sorry, hold it. Wait a minute, which rule am I in? Give me 1 minute, I'm gonna be, okay. Rule 23, Section B.
I just want to stress to the council, this came up probably a year or so ago, where I actually looked into the state law. And for a zone change, the only way a zone change can come back prior to the 2 years if there was a positive recommendation made by the planning board. So if the planning board had voted to approve it, you can bring a zone change back prior to the 2 years. That's
Right.
that's what I read. I didn't read the city council, I read the state 40A. So it's my understanding if the planning board has not made a positive recommendation, which in this case it has not, I don't believe you can come back, but.
Right, so in Rule 23, Section 8, it says, no proposed zoning ordinance or bylaw which has been unfavorably acted upon by the city council shall be considered by the city council within 2 years after the date of such unfavorable action, unless the adoption of such proposed ordinance or bylaw is recommended in the final report of the planning board, subject to Mass Laws, Chapter 48, Section 5.
Yeah, that's what I read. So the planning board would have had to have made a positive recommendation in order for it to come back if it's voted down tonight. If not, they're going to have to wait 2 years.
So did the planning board make a positive recommendation? Did I not see that?
There was a no recommendation.
There was a no recommendation from the planning board.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
So, okay, let me see. Zone change, special permit limitations, Rule 23. No proposed zoning ordinance which has been unfavorably acted on by the City Council shall be considered by the City Council within 2 years after the date of such unfavorable action, unless the adoption of such proposed ordinance or bylaw is recommended in a final report of the Planning Board. This is what Phil is saying, okay? This is Rule 23 in the City Council City Council orders. A petition to the City Council for a special permit for a use permitted within a zoning district which has been unfavorably and finally acted upon by the City Council shall not be favorably acted upon by the City Council within 2 years of the date of the final unfavorable action unless the City Council by 2/3 vote makes findings and records in its records of proceedings specific material changes in the condition upon which the previous unfavorable action was based, and unless all but one of the members of the Planning Board consents thereto, and after notice is given to parties in interest of time and place and proceedings when the question of such consent by the Planning Board and City Council will be considered. So based on the City Council rules, if the Planning Board voted no, the zone change cannot come back before the City Council for 2 years unless Section B of Rule 23 happens. Councilor Davila, Councilor Fenton, help.
Actually, I will defer to a first, if you allow me, to Councilor Fenton.
Sure.
Thank you. I just want to say that's exactly right, Madam President. And the state law that's cited there, Chapter 48, Section 5, that's consistent across the Commonwealth. So that rule in the council rules, it would be the same if we were in Holyoke, Chicopee, East Long Meadow. That's the state rule. We wouldn't be permitted to consider it for 2 years after a denial if that denial was accompanied by a negative recommendation or failure to make a positive recommendation from the Planning Board, which is the case here.
Thank you. Thank you. Councilor Attorney Fenton. Councilor Davila.
Madam President, I think it's quite appropriate to make a motion to continue this until the next hearings night.
To the next hearing meeting on April 27th. Is there a second? Motion made by Councilor Davila, seconded by Councilor Click Bruce. Is there any deliberation on the motion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the motion to continue.
On the motion to continue, Councilor Santinello.
Before I vote, I'd like to publicly disclose that Fitzgerald Law has done work for me in the past.
No motion to committee? Okay, to continue, I'm sorry.
No.
No, Councilor Martin. On the motion to continue.
Oh, I thought I said no. I'm sorry.
No. Councilor Perez absent, Councilor Brown absent, Councilor Govan absent, Councilor Walsh absent. Councilor Hurst?
No.
No. Councilor Davila?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Delgado?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Click Bruce?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield?
Yes.
That will be on the 27th, Madam President?
Yes, it will.
Okay, thank you.
I think the motion failed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh.
Yep. Motion passed. Right? Oh, did Justin say no? Oh, sorry, motion failed. I'm sorry.
Madam Clerk, could you just clarify? I want to make sure I got it right.
You are correct. It's
Just really quickly, I'd love to hear whether the petitioner would like this continued. And I don't know if that's appropriate, but
I did ask and didn't get the answer.
I mean,
I apologize because the motion just came up, So I do apologize.
If the petitioner would like it continued, then I will certainly agree to have it continue.
Petitioner,
Thank you, Madam President. I think, yeah, in light of having more counselors having the opportunity to weigh in, I think we could continue to the 27th if that would be agreeable to the council.
thank you. I think at this point, we have to make a motion to reconsider the motion to continue. So right now, we'll do the motion to reconsider. Councilor Davila. Oh, somebody.
Oh, sorry.
Motion to reconsider.
Second.
Motion to reconsider made by Councilor Davila, seconded by Councilor Fenton. Is there any deliberation on the motion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On the motion to reconsider, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin. Yes, Councilor Perez, absent. Councilor Brown, absent. Councilor Govan and Councilor Walsh, absent. Councilor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado. Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes. Now,
Thank you very much.
that was the motion to reconsider. Now, they threw it all at me from my first hearings meeting. So now we are going to make a motion. Is there a motion to continue?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilor Davila. Is there a second?
Second.
Who was that?
Me.
Councilor Santinello, second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On the motion to continue, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh, absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, motion passed. See you on the 27th of April. Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the next item on the agenda.
Item 2 is a zone change for Court Square Urban Renewal Industrial A to Business B.
Hello, petitioner. Please state your name and address for the record. You have 20 minutes from the petitioner, followed by questions from the council, 20 minutes from the opponent, followed by questions from the council, 5-minute rebuttals for both sides, and then we'll move forward from there. I'm tired. State your name and address for the record.
Thank you, Madam President. Tim Sheehan, 26 Eckington Street, Springfield, Massachusetts. I am both the Executive Director of the Springfield Redevelopment Authority and the Chief Development Officer for the city. The northeast section of downtown Springfield, which is included in the Court Square Urban Renewal Plan and is the area in which the SRA is seeking this zoning modification for, is characterized by numerous historic brick buildings and warehouses, many of which represented the city's once thriving manufacturing uses, which included metalworking, paper, automotive industry production. The initial growth of the area occurred in the early to mid-1800s with the extension of the Western Railroad to Springfield, completing the link to Boston, which we are seeking to reestablish and strengthen today through the East-West Rail initiative. Despite numerous economic and physical setbacks over the years, including major fires and the 2012 gas explosion that damaged dozens of buildings in the core of the district, the area holds tremendous potential for redevelopment as a transit-oriented neighborhood. Anchored by the recently renovated Union Station and the potential connectivity afforded by an anticipated increase in rail service in the coming years, the district is ripe for mixed-income, multifamily residential development, including an especially strong demand for market-rate units. The area benefits from being within walking distance of the downtown's many amenities, professional offices, and cultural attractions, including the Springfield Museums. The district's strategic positioning due to both its proximity to Union Station and the interstate highways and its walkable connectivity to the downtown make it a prime location for a denser urban neighborhood. Furthermore, the area is fit to be redeveloped utilizing transit-oriented development principles, establishing a walkable, full-service neighborhood within a quarter of a mile of the transit hub. The city's immediate focus is on improving the blighted landscape through the redevelopment of vacant properties, which will also help improve the perception of the district and provide amenities for the surrounding neighborhoods. We are seeking to advance a revitalized urban neighborhood with, to the degree possible, historically preserved building stock, generous public open spaces, flexible streetscapes, locally owned businesses, and high degree of access to transit. So what's the problem and why am I before you? As you can see from the maps displayed, much of the area that we are seeking to redevelop is zoned Industrial A. In the Industrial A zone, housing is not an allowable use. The Industrial A zoning was intended to support the industrial uses that I mentioned at the outset. Those heavy industrial uses left the downtown long ago, and I certainly hope that we can agree that such heavy industrial and manufacturing uses and their related impacts are inconsistent with modern urban planning principles for a downtown neighborhood. Thus, the SRA is seeking the City Council's approval of the requested rezoning of Industrial A zone properties in the district to Business B.
Thank you, Director Sheehan. Is there any other people here to speak on behalf of the proponents? Again, any other proponents? Seeing none, we'll open up questions from council.
Madam President,
yes.
could I also indicate that this did get a favorable review from the Planning Board?
Thank you. Favorable review from Planning Board. Thank you, Ms. Sheehan. Any other testimonies from the proponents? Seeing none, councilors, any questions or comments?
Yeah.
Councilor Santinello.
Real quick, Tim, how long have you been working on this?
The urban renewal plan was approved unanimously by the City Council in 2022. So we've been advancing activities in the district and in this particular area since 2022.
So you don't think we've lost any potential development in those 3 years?
I think that the area's become quite hot in the real estate market as of the past a year and a half.
And thank you for your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Santinello. Any other questions for the proponent? Seeing none, we'll now open up testimonies from the opponents. Are there any opponents wanting to speak on this zone change? Seeing none, no need for a 5-minute rebuttal. Any questions from council? Seeing none, the hearing is closed. Oh, never mind.
I just had a comment. Thank you, Madam President.
It's still open.
Oh. So my comment was, Tim came in front of the Economic Development Subcommittee meeting recently and went over this plan. And I think it's pretty exciting to see that we're getting ahead with the times. And, you know, as much as we would love to see the manufacturing sector come back, we're not seeing that. And so to put some of these properties to a better use for potential future development, I think is a win for the city and making sure that we're catching up and not falling behind. So I definitely support this.
Thank you, Councilor Delgado. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, we will close this portion of the hearing. Any deliberation from councilors? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the zone change.
On approval, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes. The zone change passed. Thank you, Mr. Sheehan. All right, we'll move on to our special permits section. Without objection, I would like to take item number 10 out of order because they do wish to continue from to April 27th. Is there a motion? Any objection first? Is there a motion to continue item number 10?
So moved.
Motion to continue made by Councilor Hurst, second by Councilor Fenton. Madam Clerk, any deliberation? Councilor Delgado, I don't know, you all sound like men.
Councilor Santinello.
I know, but I heard somebody over here, then you. So I'm gonna say motion made by Councilor Hurst, seconded by Councilor Delgado. Any deliberation on the motion to continue? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Santinello.
Councilor Santinello says yes.
Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes. Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield.
Yes. Motion to continue approved. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
Item number 3 is 125 Main Street, Indian Orchard. It's a change in petitioner.
Thank you. Please state your name and address for the record. Please be reminded you have 20 minutes to speak, you and all proponents.
Yeah, my name is Richard DeJesus, 125 Main Street, Indian Orchard. I own a repair shop and a / dealer called Primo's Auto Center. I used to own it with somebody else. They retired, so we put everything under my name, even the dealer license. When the renewal came, the inspector noticed that the permit wasn't under my name, so that's what I'm here for.
Thank you. Anyone else to speak on behalf of the proponent? Seeing none. Anyone here to speak in opposition? Seeing none. Any questions, comments, deliberation from the council? Seeing none. We close this. Oh, did you have a? No. Oh, thank you. We close this portion of the hearing. Is there any deliberation from councilors? Seeing none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval of the special permit, Councilor Santinello. Yes. Yes. Councilor Martin. Yes. Yes. Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, motion approved. Madam Clerk, petition approved. Madam Clerk, please call. Oh, no, reasons. Reason.
Here I
Thank
am.
you. Thank you.
Seat number 1 has its privileges.
All right, Councilor Santinello.
Yep.
Please.
The specific site is an appropriate location for such a use, structure, and condition. The use as developed will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use to incorporate the planning staff analysis into the decision at the basis of its findings.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the reasons.
On approval of the reasons, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Martin. Away. Councilor Perez, Brown, Govan, Walsh absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, motion approved. Reasons, we need 7 votes on that. Is that correct? Okay. Reasons approved. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
The next item on the agenda is item number 4, 880 Boston Road, north side Boston Road and east side of Elmore Avenue, a change in the petitioner.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Josh Goldstein, attorney from Bacon Wilson, 33 State Street, Springfield.
You can give testimony.
Yep. So again, my name is Josh Goldstein. Here along with me is Mohammed Rajab, the owner of Driveline Motors, the applicant here. The applicant is under agreement to purchase the property located at 880 Boston Road, which is currently a used car dealership known as Thrifty Car Sales. The applicant desires to continue the seller's existing use of the premises And as a result, we're applying to simply amend the seller's existing special permit from 2003 to substitute the buyer applicant in for the seller. The applicant is an experienced automobile dealer, has been operating a used car dealership known as Geneva Auto Sales in West Springfield for over 5 years now. He's never had any violation complaints or anything like that. Has always maintained the premises in a clean and sanitary manner and in compliance with applicable law. If this is approved, the applicant will transition his existing dealership over to this location. We've met with the neighborhood council and have their, they voted unanimously for the change to occur. And it also appears that we have the support of the planning board. So based on this brief discussion, we respectfully request that you approve this application.
Thank you. Are there any other petitioners that would like to speak or speak on behalf of the proponents? Any questions from councilors to the proponents? No, seeing none, is there anyone here to speak in opposition of the special permit? Again, anyone here to speak in opposition of the special permit? Seeing none, we will close the hearing. Any deliberation from councilors? Councilor Davila?
Thank you, Madam President. I just have a quick question for Phil.
For Phil?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, Phil. I just want dotting my I's and crossing my T's. It says here on the paperwork, 880 Boston Road, but then in your site review, it says 927 Boston Road.
Oh, well, that's just I use the same analysis for a number of, same kind of layout, so I missed that. It's 880.
Okay.
Sorry.
Something about the devil.
I'll correct that before I send it down to the city
Something about
clerk.
the devil being in the details?
Yes.
Okay, all right. But what does matter is that the tax certification, it's clear and it's stated as 880 Boston Road.
Yes.
Good, thank you. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor Davila. Any other questions or comments, deliberation? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the special permit.
On approval of the special permit, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes. Permit is approved. Councilor Santinello on the reasons.
Gladly. Reasons for granting the permit. The specific site is an appropriate location for such a use, structure, and condition. The use, as developed, will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use to incorporate the planning staff analysis into the decision at the basis of its findings.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the reasons.
Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes. Motion approved. Madam Clerk, please call the next item on the agenda.
Item 5 is 715 Liberty Street, a change in petitioner.
Please state your name and address for the record. I don't know if you've been here the whole time, but you get 20 minutes to
Sure.
speak. Okay, thank you.
Omar Al-Qadri, 86 Merida Street in Springfield. I'm here actually for a special permit, leasing a property in 715 Liberty Street. I own another business in Armory Street, 118 Armory Street. I used to work there back in the days in 2007, and then I bought them out in 2009. I've been owning that business since that day. And I leased another with this property, new property right now. I'm just gonna make it for the sale and use the other one for repair only.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here to speak in favor of the petition? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition of the petition? Does councilors have any deliberation, questions, comments on the petition? Councilor Fenton?
Thank you, Madam President. Just to say that Hungry Hill doesn't have any objection to this special permit.
Thank you, Councilor Fenton. Any other comments or questions from councilors?
Yeah. I just
Councilor
want to,
Santinello?
yeah, I just want to state for the record, I plan on voting for this, and I want to commend you for being a property owner, business owner in the city of Springfield, and I look forward to passing this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Santinello. Any others? Hearing closed. Any deliberation from councilors? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval of the special permit, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, Walsh, absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor
After the
Edwards.
reasons.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes. Petition, special permit approved. Councilor Santinello on the reasons.
I've never gotten this kind of press. Reasons for granting the permit. The specific site is an appropriate location for such a use, structure, and condition. The use as developed will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use to incorporate the planning staff analysis into the decision at the basis of the findings.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the reasons.
Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh, absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Me?
Yes.
Yes. Reasons approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Madam Clerk, please call the next item on the agenda.
Item 6 is 586 Berkshire Avenue to operate an auto body repair shop and a used car dealership.
20 minutes.
Yep.
Name and address for the record.
Gabriel Sanchez Jr. from Mass Collision, 586 Berkshire. Been a family-owned shop for about 14 years. Trying to help a few customers we've noticed in the past. We're trying to add a dealership license for used auto sales. Noticed a few customers that have totaled their cars, so we're trying to give that the opportunity to expand in that department to help our customers. Again, family-owned shop, Hispanic, trying to push Springfield forward. That's about it.
Anyone else here to speak on behalf of the petition? In a positive way for the proponent? Any opposition? Seeing none, any questions from the council? Comments, concerns? Councilor Martin?
Gabriel, you said this is a family business?
Yes, sir.
How long?
14 years.
14 years? Was it your parents?
Yeah, my dad.
Well, good for you for continuing that legacy. Your
Thank you
parents
so
must
much.
be very proud.
Thank you, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Any other councilors? Thank you, Councilor Martin. Seeing none, we'll now close this portion of the hearing. Any deliberation from councilors? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval of the special permit, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh, absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, motion approved. Councilor Santinello on the reasons.
On the reasons. The specific site is an appropriate location for such a use, structure, and condition. The use as developed will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use to incorporate the planning staff analysis into the decision at the basis of its finding.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Santinello?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Martin?
Yes.
Yes, Counselors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh absent. Counselor Hurst?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Click Bruce?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards? Away, Counselor,
No, he's there.
where is he? Yes, Counselor Whitfield.
Yes. Reasons approved. Petition of special permit approved. Good luck. George or someone from Focus, can you check? It's okay? Oh, too many people open? Okay. Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
The next item is item number 7, 1213 Worcester Street, motor vehicle sales and repairs.
My name is Gaurav Trehan, 222 Beekman Drive, Agawam, Massachusetts.
My name is Abdurrahman Azawi, 283 Parker Street, East Longmeadow.
So we are business partners. We're actually opening up a car dealership at 1213 Worcester Street. We have been around cars. We've been working on cars pretty much our whole lives. We are at that spot in life where we would like to open a dealership and a repair shop. So at the moment, we are requesting a special permit to be for that property to be used as one. That property itself has been a used car dealership and a repair shop for the last 20 years. We are also coming into the business and being neighbors of the person who actually owned the dealership before. He's actually our neighbor now. We have our blessings from the Indian Orchard Citizens Council as well as Zeta Govin. We emailed the support letter to Phil as well. Yep, thank you.
Anyone else here to speak in favor of the proponent, of the petitioner? Seeing none, is there any opposition? Seeing none, any questions for the petitioner from city councilors? Councilor Santinello.
Yes. How many cars do you expect to have on the lot?
We're allowed to, the previous permit allowed to have 10 cars on the lot with 2 on display. So we expect to continue the same.
Same thing?
Yep.
Hours of operation?
Monday to Saturday, 9 to 5.
And how many employees you going to have?
It's just going to be me and my partner.
Thank you.
Any other questions from councilors? Seeing none, we'll close this portion of the hearing. Any deliberation from councilors? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval, Counselor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Counselors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh absent. Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield.
Yes, special permit approved. Councilor Santinello on the reasons.
On the reasons. The specific site is appropriate location for such a use, structure, or condition. The use as developed will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use. To incorporate the planning staff analysis into the decision at the basis of the findings.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On the reasons, Counselor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Counselors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh absent. Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield.
Yes. Special permit approved. Reasons approved. Good luck. Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
The next item is 15 Austin Street, and this is change in petitioner.
Please state your name and address for the record. You have 20 minutes.
George Palandrin from George's Auto Body in Austin Auto Sales.
Okay, you can give your testimony.
I'm third generation owner of the auto body shop and dealership, and I'm just trying to switch it over to my name. It was previously in my father's name, and now that he's basically retired, I'm just trying to get it over to my name through the city.
Thank you. Any other people here to speak in favor of the proponent, of the petitioner? Any opposition? Any questions, comments, deliberation from council? Seeing none, we will close this portion of the hearing. Any comments or deliberation from the council? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval, Councilor Santinello.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right, yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh. Absent, Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes. Special permit change of petitioner approved. Councilor Santino on the reasons.
The specific site is an appropriate location for such a use, structure, or condition. The use as developed will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use. To incorporate the planning staff analysis into the decision at the basis of the findings.
Clerk, please call the roll.
On the reasons, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh. Absent, Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, reasons approved. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Council.
You're welcome. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
Item 9 is 824 Berkshire Avenue, a change to approved plans by adding units.
Please state your name and address for the record. Petitioners have 20 minutes. Proponents, opposition has 20 minutes. A rebuttal is needed for 5 minutes apiece. You have the floor. Name and address for the record.
Good evening. I'm Rob Levesque from our Levesque Associates. Thank you, Madam President and councilors. We're here this evening for a request to amend an application that was submitted and voted on in December of 2025, specifically the proposed housing project on Berkshire Avenue. We had worked closely with a local architect that had made some adjustments to the building, specifically increasing the number of units to 37. This is still under the amount that was originally discussed at the neighborhood meeting with the Indian Orchard Council. Also, the reallocation of units was based on the actual need, demographics of the area, as well as the just the general need for housing in the city of Springfield. We'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Generally speaking, the site plan has not changed. It was originally anticipated for 40 some odd units. We ended up in this particular arrangement with 37 units, and we apologize for being back before you, and we appreciate your extra time on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else here to speak in favor of the petitioner? Any questions for the petitioner? Councilor Davila? Councilor Santinello?
Why the reduction of 3?
I'm sorry, the reduction of 3? It's an increase in units
Increase of
to 37. I'm sorry. The reduction in 3 over the original, we weren't able to accommodate the original unit count was based on a schematic design, which has been refined since. So we're maxing out at 37.
Market rate?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Davila?
Thank you, Madam President. Yeah, I was going to ask a similar question. Did you say that the neighborhood council suggested 42 units?
We received a letter in support on March of 2024 from Lori McCorkindale and Zeta Goivan, who was also a counselor, and they had supported a range between 40 and 48. So it wasn't mandated or dictated, but they were, at that time, we had shown them 42 to
Right.
48.
And what was the permit that we gave you?
I'm sorry.
How many units did we give you?
I believe it's 24, and we're now requesting to be at 37.
So we gave you 24?
Yes, sir.
That's more than 3, right?
I'm sorry.
Did you say 24 or 34?
24, and now the new number is 37.
Right, so you're increasing 13 units.
So
Right.
just to clarify. So the new number is 37.
So how many units did we approve back then?
37.
No.
I have trouble hearing you, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, so let me tell you what I think you just told me.
Okay.
So you just told me that the neighborhood council suggested between 40 to 48.
No, we had suggested at the time of our neighborhood meeting that we anticipated we would be going for 42 to 48 units, and we requested support based on that submission.
Right.
Sorry.
So how many units did we approve back in 2025?
I believe it was 24. Let me just confirm for you.
Phil, is that correct?
21.
21, I'm sorry, 21.
So we approved 21,
Yes, sir.
and you want to amend it, but to add to 37.
So not add
Bring it
37,
to
but a
30
total of
Bring it to
37.
a total of 37.
Total of 37.
And that's the total amount allowed under the zoning ordinance. Under the zoning ordinance, you need a certain square footage for each unit. So the size of the parcel dictates the amount of units you can actually place on a parcel. So they were approved for 21, they're now asking for 37. And that's the max that zoning would allow without having to go for a
Right.
variance.
Well, I'm just saying that because if I'm not mistaken, he said that he's only increasing 3 units. I just want to be clear what we're increasing. 21 to 37 is more than 3.
You're going from 21 units that you approved, and now he's asking for a total of 37.
Right. I'm just making a point here that, I believe he said more than 3. I don't want to beat at the horse, but it seemed to me like it was only 3 units. It was more than 3 units. And what's the square footage on these apartments are going to be?
Sorry, go ahead.
Square footage of the parcel?
No, the house or the apartments.
Oh. I'd have to, you may have that. Yeah, you may have that
Yep,
easier.
through the president, the new structure will, so it's going to be 3-story building. The first floor will contain 8 studio units and 4 one-bedroom units. The second floor will now have 6 studio units and 6 one-bedroom units. And the third story will now have 8 studio units and 5 one-bedrooms, and these range from
Right.
$899 to $564.
I understand. And so my final question, seeing that you're going from 21 to 37, what kind of adjustment did you make to your parking scheme?
We did not make any adjustment. The original parking scheme was designed to accommodate the full number of units, so we have that. Yep. So the site plan essentially has not changed.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam.
Appreciate it.
Councilor Delgado?
Thank you, Madam President. I had the same question on parking. While I know it says that you're allowed up to 37, I do see your maximum number of bedrooms are 1 bedroom, correct? I'm just curious, you're not anticipating a lot of folks with 2 cars in those 1 bedrooms?
That's correct. So the industry standards that we're anticipating for parking ratios are based on empirical knowledge and industry standard from the area. The proponents' representatives are actually here this evening representing Hedgehog Industries. They own and operate a number of residential properties in the area. That was based on the parking requirements for the zoning, which we do meet, as well as their operational experience.
All right. I just know that's a really busy corner, and I remember having this discussion with you guys before about the traffic flowing out. I think you guys have done a lot of work there. That'd be my only concern is, I mean, it does say you have 51 spaces, which is more than 1 per unit. So just hoping there's not a lot of 1 bedroom with 2 cars. And then how do you accommodate visitors and guests?
So
Is that part of the 51?
That is part of the 51. And generally speaking, operationally, as they're leasing these units, communicating with the folks, letting them know, what type of parking is available and not available is part of the operational, continued operational success of the facility.
All right. No further questions.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other counselors? Again, any opposition? Seeing none, we will close this portion of the hearing. Any deliberation from counselors? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval of the special permit, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilors Perez, Brown, Govan, and Walsh absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Point of order. Point of order.
Can you please recognize Counselor in seat 4?
Councilor Brown.
Present and yes.
Present and yes. Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, special permit approved. Counselor Santinello on the reasons.
Reasons for granting the permit. The specific site is an appropriate location for such a use, structure, or condition. The use as developed will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Am I still on?
Yeah, you're on.
Okay. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use. To incorporate the planning staff analysis into the decision at the basis of the findings.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll on the reasons.
On the reasons, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez absent. Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan and Councilor Walsh absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, reasons approved. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
The next item is 784 Bay Street, amending conditions for auto repair.
You have 20 minutes.
Yes.
All right, name and address for the record.
My name is Argenis Ramos from 784 Bay Street in Springfield. I'm here to amend for my special permit to add that because I'm selling used tires and I need to jacket all the cars and the lot and do the job inside the garage. And another thing that I have 5 containers in my lot that I have to move in because the city, they don't want that I allow those containers. But I already signed a purchasing sales agreement for buy the property next to 784. So that's going to be 794 Bay Street that I'm already signed the purchase and sale for closing in December 29. So I need time for moving the container. That's what I need.
Is there anyone else here to speak in favor of the petitioner? I repeat, anyone else here to speak in favor of the petitioner? Any questions from counselors to the petitioner? Seeing none, is there anyone here to speak in opposition? Seeing none, we will now, anyone here, any counselors to speak in opposition? Seeing none, we will close this portion of the hearing. Any deliberation from counselors? Counselor Davila.
Thank you. Just have a quick question for Phil, if I could. Hey, Phil, you're a busy guy today, Phil. Busy guy today, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
But we're moving.
Phil, this seems pretty straightforward to me. I just want to make sure that we have all the ducks in a row here. Seeing that he bought or has a purchasing agreement next door, basically, for the building, I don't see anything here that specifies that. I would hate for him to be cited because of the containers.
Well, he has been cited for the containers, but he's working to get those removed. So I think the code has given him opportunity that now that he's purchased the next store, he'll be able to store the tires in that particular building. He doesn't need a special permit to do that. When he expands his
Right.
operation, he'd be
Right.
back to include that property. He is, I've worked with him directly, so he is in the process of
So I want
clearing
to
up.
make sure, so he's going to be okay until he purchases the location. He's not going to get fined, he's not going to...
Well, I mean, again, I've mentioned that he should be talking with Mike Jacob, who's the zoning guy, but I believe as long as he's in the process of getting rid of them, the code will allow him to do this, as well as amend the special permit for what he's requesting for the work. So he's dealing with both of those items that he was cited for.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Phil. Any other questions, Counselor? Counselor Santinello?
Yep. Do you have tires for sale right now?
Yes, I do.
And where do you put those?
Right now, I have one container for disposal, the old one.
Okay, how many tires?
And the one container for the disposal is 150 tires. I can put in one container. So I have a company that I call, and they come and pick it up. That's for the old ones, the disposal.
I'm sorry, I had closed the hearing, so this will be deliberation for the council.
Okay.
So when it's open for the proponents to ask questions, that's when we need to ask, and for the opponent, same thing. But during deliberation, we're supposed to talk to each other. But he did answer, so I guess we're good.
Okay, thank you.
Because we cannot allow any new testimony once the hearing is closed. Sorry. Thank you. Any other counselors? All right. Counselor Martin?
No, thank you, Mr. Ramos, for coming in and presenting the special permit. Seemed to bring a lot of enthusiasm. I think you'll do a great job, and seeing how it's ripe for pothole season, I'm sure your tire business will be making a lot of money. So, best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Martin. Any other counselors? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval of the special permit, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez, absent. Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan and Walsh, absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click-Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, special permit approved. Counselor Santinello on the reasons.
On the reasons. The specific site is an appropriate location for such a use, structure, or condition. The use as developed will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use. To incorporate the planning staff analysis into the decision at the basis of the findings.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On the reasons, Councilor Santinello.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez, absent. Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan and Walsh, absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click-Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, reasons approved. Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Madam Clerk, please call the next item on the agenda.
Item number 12 is 1000 Hall of Fame Way, a dental office.
$20 minutes, name and address for the record.
Cyril Chow, 5 Stevens Terrace, Ludlow. Here with Rick Morse, JWN Architects, Kevin Morin, Colebrook Realty, and Leo Florian, South End Assistant Counsel.
Testimony, please. Tell us what you're going to do.
Here to propose for construction of a dental office at 1000 Hall of Fame Ave. Former space is place to be, approximately 6,000 square feet.
Anyone else here to speak on behalf of the petitioner? In favor of the petitioner?
Leo Florian, President, South End Citizens Council. When we met to go over this proposal, it was really amazing. He's really thinking outside the box. The number of services that he's looking to provide is incredible. He will service every population here in the city of Springfield. And not only will this be good for the neighborhood, this will be good for the entire area. And if you get a chance to look at his proposal, it's an amazing thing, and we just hope that you would look to support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. I hope we looked at it. Anyone else here to speak on behalf of the petitioner? All right. Anyone here in opposition? Seeing none, councilors, any questions?
Yes.
Councilor Santinello.
6,000 square feet, that's big. How many dentists are you going to have there? How many DAs are you going to have there? And that's it.
Thanks. I'm initially going to be doing a partial build out. This is from a ground zero startup. I'm not going in with any partners. It's going to be me and probably a handful of employees, no more than 5 to start. And hopefully, as the business grows and I can serve more of the community, I'm having a hope to get involved with some of the community colleges, some of the hygiene assisting programs, and help shadow and recruit them in and expand that way.
Just a question to the chair. How do you plan on reaching out to people that can't really afford dental work or they're on marginal incomes? Are you providing for that too?
Yeah, so a large reason behind this whole effort was I came from a whole bunch of larger practices. Some of them sold out to corporate structures, and one thing I saw that was consistent was there wasn't an address for underserved populations, those on limited income, disabled communities. The offices around these areas, they're very dated, even though they're functional. I don't think they serve adequately for the disabled populations. And part of this effort and the reason for this space is to provide something that's centrally located to the city and something that can accommodate every patient population, limited income or not.
Thank you for the answer. And the last part of it is you're listed in most of the insurance carriers for dental insurance?
Yes, I plan to take as many as possible, depending on the response to the city and the location. Basically just take it and expand hours, expand providers, and just use it as an extractor for the city, hopefully. I plan to use the Hall of Fame as a centralized location so that it's easy, convenient access for everyone, even people that may not be around the area.
Thank you. I wish you well.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Delgado.
I just had a clarifying question. You said that you were going to be operating in a place to be, but the document here says the Plan B burger. So can you clarify that?
Yeah, so I believe that was a typo mistake that was corrected.
Huh?
2 mistakes tonight.
Sorry, Phil.
That's just a test if you're actually reading my analysis. So I actually was looking at the plan on the opposite way. So it was Plan B, but now it's the place to be on the south side of the hall.
On the opposite end. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was going to make a joke about, Plan B burger and probably getting some clientele from the Cold Stone there, but I'll leave that alone.
I was going to call it Plan C.
Plan C. No, I wish you a lot of luck. We've seen a lot of businesses come and go in that area. And obviously this is a different one. And the fact that you're trying to target a specific demographic, and the fact that you are trying to, it sounds like there are a lot of these dental practices that are being bought out by corporate entities. So the fact that you're trying to keep a independently owned one, I commend you for that, and also wish you as much luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Davila?
Thank you, Madam President. Just, Mr. Chu, nice to meet you. What are your hours of operation going to be?
The hours of operation to start are probably going to be close to your normal 7:30 to 5. I am trying to survey the area, particularly the businesses around the south end, and see if I can accommodate for working families. So extended hours into the evening, hopefully weekend hours also.
So that's going to be pretty much Monday to Sunday?
Yes.
Okay. It's definitely an interesting concept. And so I too wish you the best of luck, and can't wait to see what comes out of it. I wish you the best success. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Councilor.
President.
Any other councilors have questions for the petitioner? All right, seeing none, we'll close this portion of the hearing. Deliberation from councilors. Councilor Martin?
First, I want to thank the developer for coming and investing here in the city of Springfield. I also want to thank our Civic Association president for the South End, Leo Florian, for sponsoring and advocating for this. He puts a lot of hard work into the South End. That's his baby. And if he believes it's good for the South End, then I do too. And I'd be happy to support that. So best of luck in your endeavor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Any other councilors with comments? That's why Leo has a street named after him. All right. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On approval of the special permit, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez absent. Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilors Govan and Walsh absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, special permit approved. Councilor Santinello on the reasons.
Yes. The specific site is an appropriate location for such a use, structure, and condition. The use as developed will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use. To incorporate the planning staff analysis into the decision at the basis of the findings.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On the reasons, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Martin.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez absent. Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan and Walsh absent. Councilor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes, reasons approved. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, are there any other items on the agenda?
They're not.
Meeting adjourned. Our next regular meeting is April 13th. Thank you, councilors.